last time he fucking hit the mic for spoken word was 5 or 6 years ago when we took him for an out of retirement gig. So this guy is like retired, beyond retired. He was, to give you an idea of what you're about to get, he wasn't actually known by his name alone at that stage. He was also known as the Evil Dwarf. So without further ado, let's get Ben Kearvell up, for reasons you'll see soon, up in front of the stage.
A promising young pilot offers me a free flight to the best place in the world. Upon leaving, he suggests I travel in the cargo hold just in case someone asks to see my ticket. I say I thought I didn't need one. He says that's right, but it would just be safer if I travelled down below. I say okay. As the plane takes off, I begin to sense that something is very wrong. With stabbing jabs of pain beginning to work at my head, I realise my flesh is expanding. As the plane climbs higher into the sky, I am forced to consider the possibility that the pilot did not pressurise my section of the aircraft. Later, at my funeral, the pilot tells my wife of the infinite guilt he will carry around with him for the rest of his days. He says he will never be able to forgive himself. My wife, being the caring, sensitive person that she is, offers to take the pilot out to town some night for a few games of pinball and a sympathy fuck in a cheap hotel. Okay.
We met them at some sort of massive fight where we were very manly, we drank a lot, fought a lot, and we won. Now to the microphone, please. Christ, I'm about to introduce you, sorry man. To the microphone, half Jason, half artist.
I'll lose a friend tomorrow, but he won't die. Not his physical body, but maybe inside, by something he can easily find. He doesn't see it coming, but I do, like he knew, so we knew. I would stop, but he'd refuse. It's got you, man. It's got you. Truth. Abuse without a bruise. One hit can lead to repercussions. Reefer speeding up as feed the fiend. See empty cupboards. I said, you should get some sleep. But he disagreed because he is stubborn. He said, please leave me alone to suffer. I lost a friend today and I did nothing. But he didn't die. It was more like living on thin ice in a glasshouse pipe with a rock on standby for the damned life he's willing to just throw away for a high price. But his sad thing is, he can afford it. What about your daughter? And what we talked about as kids? And what will I tell mine? You're not the same anymore, man. He said he was clean, but he lied. I could see in his pride and the bags under his eyes. I lost a friend yesterday, but he didn't die. The drugs took him, and I never got to say goodbye.
I'm sure that her name is Chiara? Please, to the microphone. I can't see shit, so really yeah, and apologies for all the previous fuck-ups and everything, but that's how I roll.
Don't be such a girl, he said. Don't cry, he said. You bitch, you pussy, you fag, you girl. Don't be such a girl, he said. But I'm a girl, half the world cried. We can survive 5 days of constant bleeding. We can bring the life if we want, and some of us even have dicks. Girls just want to have fun and untaxed tampons and to not be told to hate our body and to have easy access to birth control that doesn't make us mentally insane and to not be sexually assaulted, you know? But and I would understand if it was these constricting terms and conditions of my gender that would make you shout, don't be such a girl, don't be such a girl, fuck, don't be such a girl, but it's not, is it? Girls are silly, girls cry, girls giggle, girls have a large fluorescent rainbow of emotions that they let people see, yuck! Well, let's put aside this Adam and Eve, Venus versus Mars spat we've been fighting. You may not want to hear this, boys, but you are dying. 76% of all successful Australian suicides are committed by males. That may not be poetic, but that's how the ship sails. This is a man's world, except, like, emotionally, and that's why I think you're dying to leave it, like, literally. The answer to this problem is not, "Oi, be a man!" You gotta look to the girls and do what they can. While your Adam's apples grew to choke your emotions in your throat, girls practiced articulating their pains by rote. For every brick of muscle you add to your prized offensive wall, we learn we gotta reach out when we or others fall. The antidote to this poison has been around since the time someone drew a line between the social genders of yours and mine. So don't use girl as a spit, as a slur. Listen to my plea and we can conquer. And yes, this is a simplification over generalization of a disease that is shaping our nation. Toxic masculinity fueled by racial identities and misunderstood complex sexualities. Don't be such a girl, he said. Better to be a girl, I said, man, than be dead.
I have fucking got to get this guy the book. I have got to publish him in the first book. And fast forward very, very many years, he's about to have his second book published on Paroxysm Press in about a month. But right now, to the stage, please, Michael Hier.
This is from another book that I started and then gave up because I was doing uni and they just used up too many brain cycles. So I started writing this thing. I was rewriting the Egyptian Book of the Dead. So this is from that. It's called Horus is My Homeboy. Hey there, Horus, son of Osiris. Yeah, you be my homie, my dog, yeah? That son of a bitch Set, he going down, yeah? Hey there, Horus, son of Osiris. Yeah? You gonna break out that key to the city, yeah? You gonna pave my way with a road of gold, yeah? None of that yellow brick shit, yeah? The real deal, 24K AU element, 79 bling bling fucking gold standard, yeah? Hey there, Horus, son of Osiris, yeah? You gonna 187 that boy Set, yeah? You gonna cut him good, take out his heart, pump pump no more, yeah? 100 proof, I got your back, Holmes. I got a shank. I got a shiv, I got a blade, yeah? Hey there, Horus, son of Osiris, yeah? You gonna clear that path for me, yeah? Because I am noble, I am spirit, I am equipped, yeah? Hey there, all you gods and all you spirits. Sweep that dust, take a broom to the crossroads, yeah? Rolling all the way, yo, from the delta to the head of denial, yeah? South Memphis represent, yeah? Prepare a path, I'm coming on through.
The official story goes, now that we fronted up and we represented and we kicked ass on another crew because we're all so cool, it was nothing to do with poetry, but in the theme of that, please, someone whose name I've recently butchered, by calling them the name of someone else on the scene, he'll kick my fucking ass if I do. Yes, I know, don't you fucking say, Kerryn. To the microphone, please, the outlaw, the man with the biggest and best beard there is, Red Kerryn.
Step forward 10 paces, turn around, take a shot. Watch the glass shatter patterns as 1,000 faces drop. The light reflected iris steps aside as idle threats are mine. What's done is done. On repeat, the bridle's kept what's led the blind. Stop motion, osmosis, knowledge like proptosis. Wired, mind filed from fires, my prognosis. I'm not joking, this horror's rock's thrown in a glass house of cards. Stability is not shown in the day-to-day with painted face. I pace the pages of a pale fate, caught up in the morbid halls of thorns of wrought from male states. Left more than an anno in the wake, frantic from the panic rush that's flushed behind my face. I gotta run, gotta hide, gotta find a breath. The sight was next, a quiet place for crowns to rest. To take this life and count what's left. I'm bound to death by mountains pressed. The boundless stress, a soundless test. Surrounded by these countless steps, a down and out, a doubtful wretch. I'm down in the trenches, full of restless intentions. The pressure builds, set to kill whatever's left of the present. The wasted lessons, a bloodless stone to rot. I ain't ready for the ending, I just want it all to stop.
And he's not home doing his hair tonight, so that's alright. So to the microphone, Kerryn Tredrea.
morning greasy with misunderstandings. The tale of too many beers scratches his arse on my cleanish sheets. My self-respect tucks her tail between her legs and hoofs it out the back window. And I roll onto the soggy side of loneliness. Another night, pretending to care what happens to me. I beg him to blindfold me, but 4 out of 5 senses still scream out no, as his pre-cum dribbles down my chin. And my pre-cum is all there is to come. Another lifetime spent with my face in the pillow. My personality splits like Mickey's mops, but then time lost is less time spent with him. So I let Lucy take the load while Marsha, Jan and sweet little Cindy are left to take care of themselves. The revolution does not begin here.
She turns up, kicks everyone's ass at a slam, and then goes, "Oh no, I wasn't even trying." Which is fucking worse, because she just slaughtered her without, she just slaughtered you without breaking a sweat. So the cousin of the infamous Mexican band Chico will be up next, Nico.
I'll get on with my life. But that's not to say it doesn't piss me off when men in a mosh pit think it's fine to grab my tits, and come to think of it, how I dismissed it as par for the course. I just use an idiom of sorts. An idiom of force that makes surreal the obvious idiocy for me to have grown to expect this kind of shit, but that's the norm. Sitting alongside my usual refusal to accept it. Come on, guys. You think anonymity will keep you safe from being exposed? Is trying to make me feel unsafe and too exposed? Well, I suppose I can see how you might think that. But I already know you. And the 3 or 4 other douchey dudes tonight, I know them too. You're in the cookie cutter fuckboy crew. So here's an itty bitty titty tidbit about me that you also didn't ask for. I'm the kind of woman that the great men write about. You know, those old books running cliches through roundabouts that too often complain and describe with disdain how the woman they idolized didn't feel the same way. The woman they'd idealized into a caricature caused the poor man's demise, sure. Like he didn't just get totally obsessed with a far-fetched idea and a subset of lies projected onto a human body with nice thighs, suggest to whoever that happened to be that she now owes him eternally and must show love to her maker. He didn't make her, didn't even see her, and he didn't bother getting to know her personally before falling face first, freeform into forlorn love letters and bad poetry. It's utter betrayal, of course, when the goddamn whore doesn't respond accordingly, act compliantly. Such a femme fatale, friend-zoned again, what a bitch. Yep, that's me. Self-admittedly and unapologetically, because in my personality demands respect, and that's why so many get rejected and or disregarded. Your advances are regressive, pathetically incessant, you're unhealthily obsessive, and when I say no, you try to get aggressive. Get out of here, you dense as lead motherfucker. Get away from me and get me out of your head. If that seems unfair, get a bullet there instead. Yeah. I'm the real reason that romance is dead, because you think these are nice. I also have a pert, firm and well-rounded identity, and mine's an ID with a sense of autonomy. You see, under these clothes, I'm not naked. You grab my titties, but my vulnerabilities do not exist for you, so while you groped me, you haven't touched me. I stand as my own, and as I am, and I stand free of shame because I'm angry, because I'm stronger than you, and I'm stronger than he, the last dude who grabbed me inappropriately, but didn't really touch me. You're not a threat, hiding in a dark crowd, hoping the music's too loud for me to speak up and shout, hey, one of these guys is a fucking creep. Shit, heaps of these guys are fucking creeps. And you're right, it was loud. I kept on like it was nothing, and you squeezed up again, and I kept on like it's nothing. Not because I didn't notice, and not because I was shocked, but that's what you're worth to me. Nothing. Whether your words in my mouth or your hands on my body, you're not even close to comprehending me. I'm the kind of woman who can write about themselves. I'm the kind of person to see their body as a shell that may be cracked onto, but never into. Your fingers run along braille, but you can't change the fact that I'm protected by code that cannot be hacked. I own this vessel, held together by tension and pressure, pushed together, I'm put together well. With the curve of a seashell and the smell of the sea, hell, I'll feel the ocean herself ripple through me, through the nipples. And with a kiss of devotion to her own hand, she waves to me sweetly before collapsing completely into static and glitter. Neurotransmitters emitted to hate you were reabsorbed by the ocean as she pulls back. She pulls me back up and I'm okay again. Yes, she's great. And she's as mighty playful as she is almighty. And she might maybe say, while slightly smiling to your woeful face, that you hid from me conveniently in the dark when you got handsy. Get back in your place, boy. You are nothing. And you can't touch me.
This man is the most responsible and organised and the guy behind spoken word essay. He is actually the highest professional. That's my fucking funny. He's an absolute rooted wanker. But Cammy, come show your other side, you piece of shit. Get up here.
Technically, I'm a criminal. Ever since I took that tall glass and filled it with clear liquid morphine, handing it to my father for him to drink and finish the pain, the humiliation, the pointless and lost battle for survival, I've been a fugitive. From a law that has no idea what it's like to actually slowly lose your life. See it leaking from you in small bags and scalpel cuts, kept going by saline drip and oxygen tanks. A law made in an office somewhere before a quick read in a tumble with the secretary, then home to bleed about life and its preservation over red meat, and more wine, a law we ignored. So I handed him the glass, the choice, the chance to go with some dignity still intact. And it wasn't an easy decision on my own. We'd talked about it before. When the doctors first poked and prodded, taking pieces out, slicing pieces up, like bad cops who knew they couldn't save the hostage, but felt compelled to do their duty anyway. I guess we both knew it would come down to this. We had the funeral planned 6 months in advance. The clothes, music, pallbearers, the wake. And it sounds so morbid now, it looks so bad on paper. But he always was a practical man, my father, and he knew they could do nothing but stall the growth. The incessant, malignant beast grey and swollen that crawled along his spine. And I wish it could have been different. I wish my parents had met earlier, begat an eldest son before me, but they didn't, so I'm here. And it was down to me to become the man my age said I was. I had to talk to people and arrange a funeral, find a priest, tell his friends, phone his brother, pour him one last cold one and say goodbye. When all I wanted was to see the man who used to come home from work smelling of sawdust and sweat and have a beer with him while we talked about footy and jazz and Ali and Sugar Ray. The man who never complained about the shiftless bastard in the back room playing his music too loud and coming home too late. The man who got me this far. And my daughter will never know her pop as a man who did things. If she can remember him at all she'll remember is a man in a bed who couldn't walk and rarely sat up, who ate less than her and slept a lot. She won't know except what we tell her as we point at pictures. And my hand still shakes as I hold the glass. And I want to take it back to say, no, there's got to be another way, but I know that he needed that glass. He needed to say goodbye while he still could, while he still had the choice. That doesn't make it any easier for me to sleep at night. Or even stop me every now and then from still reaching for the phone to talk to him, to ask his advice. I don't even remember. He's not answering anymore. So now, I raise a cold glass of beer to him. I listen to his Billy Eckstein records, I talk to his photo and cry in private and try to keep the memories alive, because it's all I have left. Technically, I'm a criminal. Hopefully now, I'm a man. Basically though, I'm still his son.
Someone who has no fucking right at all to make us look so fucking inferior. But she has. Please, get your ass up here, wherever I am, I can't blow. Alison, my fucking
the fucking muck.
In my family, we don't say the things that should be said, yet we all fight to be heard. Yeah, in my family, we don't talk about the things that mean a lot, but we talk a lot about the things that don't mean a thing. See, I was your invisible child, the pencil set that never came in colours, the shadow that could never find the fucking pavement, the one that carried around disfigurement on my face and wore it like a badge of shame, and you couldn't bear to look at me, for my identity became a reflection of your own pain in my frail, crash test dummy body. But how loud does a person have to shout to be heard? I shouted so loud that I wore my scars on my skin like a neon billboard, and I kept shouting. My anger and aggression culminating in a grand finale of confronting hip bones. A fuck you display made from emaciation and bitterness, yet still I felt you never heard me. And so 35 years down the track, I find myself still shouting at you. Our conversations around the dinner table fuse angry words into sharp compass points, tearing holes into fragile tissue paper. As the soldering irons of my eyes singe my eyelashes, they bore holes through my memories. I am 12 kinds of sick today, and 10 of them are my own fault. My body now an accidental time bomb of disasters. I'm a strange walking paradox of contradictions and addictions that even I don't understand, so instead I just keep shouting. Because in my family, we don't say the things that should be said, yet we all fight to be heard.
And I just want to say I'm proud of the fucker for still being alive. And buy a book, because that's beer money. And turn up tomorrow night so we can heckle him. Because tomorrow night, he's the feature. He's the feature.